Hi, good evening. Thank you. I'm very honored and pleased to have been invited to speak a little bit about EDNA. It's been my baby for the last 2 years. EDNA is a decentralized autonomous community, and we're focused on DNA property rights, DNA privacy, and access to DNA information. The part I want to emphasize is community, and to do so I put a picture up here of my front porch. There's a wooden bench there that every spring, summer, and fall is full of grocery bags with no notes but produce in them. This is called abundance sharing, and this is how the community in my hometown operates. When you have something extra, you share it with your neighbors. If you happen to have some extra time and he's building a barn, you go build it with him. So this is a community, and I want you to bear that in mind because that is the type of creation we're working for inside EDNA. So there's a choice to be made. How many here know somebody who may have spit in the 23andMe vial and sent it off by Ancestry.com? Okay, I've got 4 minutes about to figure out how to convince you that you should have called EDNA. What they do is you pay them $59, okay? They invest about $2,000 in actually extracting the genetic information, and then they turn around and sell it. About $350 a time, about 200 times on average. That's $70,000. You paid them the $59 to take your $70,000. So it's also centralized data storage. It's hackable, it's confiscatable by the government. You have zero identity protection. Actually, negative identity protection is going on here. And the results that they give you are highly FDA regulated. In fact, the 10,000 genetic variants, for every 10,000 genetic variants that we know of, that science has good documentation on, you're allowed to know about 2 of those according to FDA regulations. You want to see me afterward if you want an explanation of why that is. With EDNA, you monetize your own data using smart contracts. Your data is secured with your private keys. Your identity is protected because we use a thing called privacy coin tumbling after we fragmented that data. In other words, you're very safe. The data, however, is in the clear, which means that we can go into it, execute programs over it, and add value to your data, making it more desirable by researchers, ensuring that you can monetize more. There's no middleman. You aid research and save lives. EDNA is the first multi-chain EOS DApp. We have created a teleport, which you can move your tokens from EOS to Telos and back and forth, so we're going to support both chains. It's 100% member-owned. It will be actually April 7th. So here's our accomplishments thus far in the timeline. The one to pay attention to is the green one at the bottom. 4,800 genomes online will be a touch point in May 2019. This is the technology we're using. It's leading tech. It's bleeding tech, actually, from Oxford Nanopore Technology in London. I'm holding in my hand a device that will actually sequence your DNA in 48 hours, and it can run off a laptop. Now, I want you to realize 10 years ago that would have cost $10 million and months of scientists' time. So this is a little preview of some of the work that's going on currently. There's 5 ways to monetize within EDNA, but the one I want to talk about is safe and leasing program. Essentially, you pay the money for somebody else to get leased. While they monetize it, you get paid back plus a fee, plus interest, and they get to make money. That's it in a nutshell. EDNA community is also very giving. This is the community part. They can take some of those profits that they're making, either monetizing their data or leasing tokens or staking tokens or referring people to the organization and gift it. What are we gifting to? The next slide is atrocious, and I'm not kidding. Safe word, puppies. I have to say it, I have to say it. If you're offended, you're upset, say puppies, and it'll stop. What is going on in Africa? We are partnered with a company called Wildlife Protectors. They're being poached. EDNA has the technology to help prevent this. They're not being poached with guns. This animal was tranquilized with a paralytic. It felt everything. It was not anesthetized. It was paralyzed. They cut off its horn with an axe. The same people are trafficking humans, and they know that because the drugs are in the kids' bodies. Paralytics, when they catch them, are there. Why do you paralyze a child but don't anesthetize the child? Well, they're smuggling. These are bad people. We can stop them. We can help prevent this. The cure is the poverty that is there. Can be halted. Thank you. I'm done.
Do you have any questions? Okay, Jason?
This is Jason from Benzinga. I could be confused. The elephant thing, how do you get the technology to stop that? What were you referring to?
Well, essentially, we can sequence, there's a database that exists in Africa where they collected a bunch of elephant poop and they sequenced that, so we know what family that horn is from. When the horn crosses the border legally under a faked license, we can test that. Bust the trafficker. Game over. Guy's going to jail.
I'm glad I asked that. Thank you.
All right, Keisha Waddell, Center for Blockchain Studies. Do you get some type of report or something with your program?
A report?
Much like the
Yeah,
kind of thing?
absolutely. You'll have a lot of opportunities to get reports in much more detail and much more important things. When we talk BRCA, the BRCA gene, it's the one that causes breast cancer. There's 1,000 variants known. You're allowed to know about 2. The FDA can't arrest the blockchain. But if your data is in the clear and somebody comes along, I don't know who might do anything like that, but somebody might come along and write a program that coasts across your data and tags it, and your wallet says, oh, I got a tag. What do I need to know? What do I need to know? And this is life-saving. There are people that die from drug interactions on the table, on the surgeon's table, every single day because their DNA is not run. And the FDA does bury some of that information if it's a direct-to-consumer board. Now, if the physician, the surgeon, is testing directly for this interaction, it's different. But you need to know that. It's your data. Sorry.
Okay, last question.
David Bloom, Eurofound. When you monetize secure DNA, the same purchasers are the ones who are paying $350 to Ancestry and to 23andMe. Are they paying in fiat? Are they paying in other script? How do we fully make the chain of privacy private?
The token is key, and the smart contract is key. And there's a bond posted that if that data escapes their hands, and we know because they get a new key, they have a fresh key every time. We clone the data with a fresh key, so we know that that's their copy that got out got out. They forfeit the bond. They now pay us. Sorry, I'm yelling on the mic. I think I feel like I'm yelling. I might be yelling.
Awesome, thank you, Greg.